We got London on the track.
And we coming like that.
I always wanted to say that. Always wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Hey, well, first of all, man, congratulations on your success. I mean, when you got in the game, it seemed like you just started to dominate. You had like three songs charting at the same time that you produced?
Back to back. Back to back.
That's what's up, man. So originally, you grew up in Memphis.
Nah, I originally grew up in Atlanta, but I was born in Memphis.
Ah, okay. So you grew up in Atlanta.
Yeah, I grew up in Atlanta.
Okay, and how did you start really getting into music initially?
Well, I've been doing music for a long time. I've been doing music, and I've been playing the piano for a long time. So at first I started rapping when I got to Atlanta, and we didn't have beats or nothing like that. So the group that I was with, we was like downloading beats from the internet and all that kind of stuff. So I felt like with me playing the piano, I could figure out how to make beats, because I knew I was gonna be in the band or do some type of music somewhere if it wasn't playing the piano for people's weddings or something. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just make some beats, and I figured out how to make beats through softwares and stuff like that, and I started making beats for my crew.
Okay, and what were you using, like Fruity Loops in the beginning?
Yeah, that's the first thing I learned was Fruity Loops, and I think that's pretty much everybody first software that they use to make beats. And then I went to Full Sail in Orlando, Florida. It's like a little college out there, private school, and that's when I learned Logic, and that's when I became great at it.
Okay, yeah, I definitely remember Logic. That was definitely a very important piece of software right there. So you played piano. Now you played piano at the church?
Yeah, I played piano at church. Yep.
Because that's interesting, because I interviewed Zaytoven, and he actually got his start the same way.
Yeah, Zaytoven definitely a musician.
Yeah, and he actually still plays piano in his church. Do you still play or not really?
I don't still play piano in church no more. I be traveling too much.
I feel you. You know what was crazy about the Zaytoven interview is he actually gives 10% back of everything he makes back to the church still, even to this day.
That's love.
I take it you're not doing that.
Nah. I would though, but I would if I was still going to church like that. But I don't be in church like that. I ain't gonna.
Okay, I feel you. So you started out as a rapper, you started producing, and then did you see that the production was kind of taking off more than the rapping?
Pretty much. When I had like I said, when I went to school, I pretty much just slowed down with rapping. Like I was just making beats. I was inspired by the people I was in school with, by the music they was making. And I pretty much just liked doing music at the time. I just kind of just drafted away from doing rapping. And then when I was making beats, I was getting placements. I was getting stuff done with certain artists, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I need to be doing. This is what people liking.
So what were your first few placements?
My first placement was probably the first radio hit I had was called Peon by Rich Kids. But my first placement had to be Tyga Hookah. It had to be. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was a big song right there.
Yeah. That was definitely my first Billboard placement.
Okay, and how'd you end up hooking up with Tyga?
I didn't. That's pretty much Thug play. Me and Thug had did the song. We already had did the song before we even sent it to Tyga. It was really me and Thug's song, and then we was trying to put Tyga on it. So we sent it to Tyga, and Tyga just dropped it as his song. It was kind of a feature thing. He was like, okay, we're gonna send it to Tyga, whoop the whoop, get his verse on there. But we sent it to him, and he dropped it. He was like, oh yeah, this shit hit. So he just put it out. So it worked out for the both of us. All three of us.
I mean, initially, were you guys upset a little bit that he did that?
Yeah, it was upset. But, at the end of the day, we fought with Tyga, so we ain't care. It's like, it is what it is.
All right, so you started fucking with Young Thug back in '05.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you two initially meet?
I think in the studios, we met, I think the first time we met was in the studio with Shawty Low and Schoolboy, my boy Schoolboy I grew up with. and we all did a song called Curtains. And then from there, we was just everywhere, clubs, studios, shit like that.
Okay, and like, what was it about Young Thug in the beginning that sort of drew you to what he was doing?
When I first met him, the first, like, he was just doing records quick on my music. Like, every time I can play one beat. I just play one beat. He's like, yeah, that's it right there. Pull it up. Let's do it. So that's the thing I like about Thug more than any rapper I ever work with. That he'll do a song in 10 minutes. When I work with other artists, it make me feel like I don't even want to be there because they take hours to do a song. So, but Thug, he knock it out like 5-10 minutes. So we be doing like 10 songs in one day. We'll have a whole mixtape in one day.
Okay, because he never writes anything down.
No, not at all.
So you've never actually seen him with a piece of paper?
I never, as long as I know Thug, I never seen Thug with a piece of pen and a pad.
Okay.
Ever.
So I mean, describe the process that you guys go through. You give him the beat. He said, "Yeah, that's the beat," and then what?
Sometimes I do it like that, but most of the time, me and Thug, we making music from scratch. So like, I kind of like go off his vibe. We in the room. If he in the room, if he might be mad one day, he might be upset, he might feel like he want to do some gangster shit. He want to do some girl shit for the hoes, or he want to do some pop overseas shit. You know what I'm saying? So I just go off vibes, and then I'll make the beat, and then he'll pretty much be like, okay, that's the sound right there, that's it right there, and then I'll pull that sound up while it's so immediate, and he'll just rap over it, and then he'll give it back. I'll get back the vocals, and I'll just add more to it and make it bigger than what it was in the beginning.
Does he usually start with the verses or the hook, or is it different?
It's crazy because you don't know what he start with. He just going in, and then we'll just figure it out from there. Like, he'll just go in on the whole song, freestyle the whole song, and then once he gets done freestyling it, we'll just pinpoint. We'll be like, oh yeah, that's the hook right there.
Okay, so you might pull the hook out of a verse or something.
Out of a freestyle, like he'll just got me a check, got it. Oh yeah, that's the hook. You know what I'm saying? If you ran on them digits, that's it.
Huh. Okay. I mean, when you guys record together, does Young Thug ever say something when you just have no idea what he just said?
When we record together?
Yeah,
now,
I mean, because that's the thing about Young Thug's vocals is that it's so stylistic and so musical, but you don't always understand the verses. Do you always understand every word that he says?
I feel like I'm one of the few, you know what I'm saying, that actually know everything he's saying. I don't know, it's probably because I work with him every single day. And then he's from Atlanta. We know, I know his lingo, I know the way he talk. People, don't know how people from Atlanta, some people can't understand us like that, but we just got that swag, that lingo in us. It's in us.
Okay, so you're fluent Thugese, basically.
If that's what you want to call it.
Okay. So you guys are working together, and at one point, does Young Thug say London is like my main producer? This is who I'm fucking with almost all the time.
Pretty much when I got back from Orlando, when I was out there for a few months, pretty much when I got back from there, like I told you, like we was making music like 10 tracks a day. So he was just like, okay, he was more familiar with the he was understanding the sound that I was creating for him. He was like, okay, this is my sound. And the chemistry was just, you know what I'm saying, like that. So we both felt like we was made for each other. God put us in a perfect position.
I feel you. So you and Thug are working together, and then the first time Young Thug gets on my radar was when Stoner comes out. You produced that?
No, I ain't produced Stoner.
You didn't produce Stoner, but that was like his first hit record. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, not for real.
And it seemed like now after that, that's when Birdman kind of steps in.
Right.
So what really happened when Birdman got in the picture?
I feel like Birdman, when he got in the picture, he kind of just stamped us. You know what I'm saying? He kind of, you know, he was just fucking with it. He was rocking with us. He liked the music. When we went to LA the first time, he was just loving the music that me and Thug was making on the spot. Like, we was creating and he was just feeling the flow. He's feeling the chemistry. He's like, oh yeah, I like these two young cats. These guys right here, they next up. So he was just rocking with the campaign.
Okay. And Birdman actually was quoted saying that, you know, London on the Track is the best producer in the business as we speak today.
I remember I was there. I was playing the piano while he was saying it.
Now, you talking about a man that sold like 1 billion records. You know, like I'd heard of these. I haven't seen them, but, you know, I heard about these plaques in his house that's like 1 billion sold. Now, how does it feel when someone of that stature says that you're the best producer in the business right now?
It's a blessing. You know, it keep me pumped. It keep me motivated. You know what I'm saying? It keep me going. I was like, okay, he say that. I got it. When it's something on his face that he's saying, I just got to cover him and keep going. You know what I'm saying? So if Thug say I'm the best producer he like to work with, I just got to keep working. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, to match up with those words, we got to keep going. We got to make it history. Now you saying that, Bird saying that, it just keep me pumped. It inspires me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Young Thug actually said that you'll become the greatest producer ever.
When he said that, it touched my soul. And I was just, I was happy he said that.
I mean, those are some pretty big boots to fill. I mean, because you talk about Quincy Jones,
yeah,
Jermaine Dupri, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, and him seeing that is
Timberland, Pharrell. Like, you talking about, there's a lot of great producers out there, man.
He know. He seen the work ethic. He see the work in me. He see it. You know, he's speaking it to existence.